What's up, everybody? This is Dark Macek with Brutally Delicious, coming into the review of Fellowship's brand new album, The Skies Above Eternity. So, some of you might have seen, I got to review Fellowship's first album, The Saberlight Chronicles, 2 years ago, and I got to interview them after their first show in the US ever at Mad with Power this year. So, needless to say, I'm a fan. And this is only their second album, but I think they're making quite a name for themselves in the power metal community. I often bring up Twilight Force as one of my favorite modern bands, and I'm kind of reminded of them, how their first album made a pretty big splash. And much like Twilight Force with the second album, holy shit, this is one of the best things I've ever heard. Actually, I was having not the best day ever, and now I feel like I want to rethink my life and look forward to all the beautiful things that are going to happen to me at some point. Wow. Stylistically, it's fairly similar to the first Fellowship record in that it's very happy and inspiring power metal. And their particular brand is that instead of singing about important shit like dragons and swords and castles, they sing about silly stuff like mental health and finding out who you are and who you want to be. And in the coolest way possible, The Skies Above Eternity has this Disney film-like quality to it. I don't mean that they wimped out, because there's definitely plenty of heaviness here, but it makes you want to, improve your life. There's a lot of campy metaphors I could come up with to describe the experience of listening to this album. My first thought was losing your virginity while having the world's greatest milkshake at the same time or something. This album is to power metal what stupid sunset photos with trite aphorisms on it are to my aunt. Enough of my dumbass metaphors. Let's talk about some songs. Album opener, Hold Up Your Hearts Again. Fantastic opener. It immediately felt like a Disney title, except double bass drumming and really heavy guitars. I felt like a 5-year-old watching the Disney Hercules movie, and whenever it comes up to the I Can Go the Distance song, it's that kind of inspiring. The chorus is phenomenal. Great melody, great vocals, great guitars, great drums, great bass. It all sounds great, and it's mixed so well, and it's produced fucking amazingly. This song even has a dance beat that doesn't feel out of place. I don't know how the band does it, but it's so good. Victim. Here's another great chorus, and I can see this going over so well live. It's a great exemplification of their style. Again, prioritizing stupid shit like mental health over important shit like dragons. The solo seems to have a lot of Twilight Force influence to it, and, that's a great thing. Wind is an absolutely masterful guitar player. Great flavoring. Dawnbreaker. So this is the lead single and it's already out, so go listen if you haven't already. It's a great danceable power metal song, and there's not many of those. Of course, everyone knows Universe on Fire, but I think this one is going to sit right next to it as, the premiere. Can premiere be used for two? Is that a thing? It's also very inspiring. The lead line from this is, "No one ever loved without first being scared." How many power metal bands can put themselves out there like that? How many bands, period? They're pretty different stylistically, but this song had me thinking, if Fellowship toured with Sabaton, that would be the most fun concert ever. Eternity. How the fuck do these guys keep making you feel better? The opening of the chorus is a really big lift, not to the song, to your life. It's maybe the best example in recent memory of a true hook. The song's good until then, but then you're like, holy shit, this is so good. It hooks you. Gonna take another second to praise Brad. His solos on this album are so good. It's really hard to stand out in power metal. All power metal guitar players are fucking great, and post Luca Turilli, it's truly hard to sound like you're doing anything that hasn't been done before, but this album is killing it. World End Slowly. Guys, save some good songs for the third album. Don't blow your load this soon. I had a jaw drop during this chorus. It's more of the movie soundtrack inspiration stuff. It's just such a good song. Any one of the aforementioned songs would have been another album's best, but this is the fifth I'm talking about or something. It's just incredible. Last but not least, A New Hope. Is this a Christmas single? Despite the name, it sounds more like the holiday season than it does like a Star Wars song. That said, the feeling it evokes is very similar to when Han and Chewie come down on the trench run in Star Wars Episode 4. That's one of the best moments in movie history, and you know it. Props to singer Matt Corey for carrying so many of these choruses. Every time I say the chorus is incredible, the melody's a big part of it, but the melody goes only so far. It requires a great singer to bring it to life. It's wonderfully evocative while also being technically great. It's a very rare combination. So as soon as I finished listening to this album, I messaged a friend who's also a fan of Fellowship and said, dude, Big Pharma's going out of business because we just got the world's best antidepressant. In a year of very fierce competition, we had Ensiferum a few weeks ago, we had Judas Priest earlier in the year, we had a great Sonata comeback. This one has a very good shot at being my album of the year. Can't wait to hear this stuff live whenever that is. Do whatever you can and get on 70,000 Tons of Metal, please. And if not, do a US tour next year. Rock on.